This past week, I had one of the craziest weeks I've ever had in the futures market. I had a ton of green trades, I maintained a really high accuracy rate, and just like the week before, I had 0 losing days total. And so make sure to stick around and watch this entire video, because in this, we're fully dissecting exactly the same trades I got into this past week, so you can know how to react when you see these setups live. You don't want to miss it. What's up, team? It's John with BT, and we're back again so you can improve your trading game. Like I said in the intro, we're delving deeper into the live trade examples from this past week so you can see exactly what strategies are currently working in the futures market. And I think this is really important because it will show you the mindset and really give you a broader understanding of the system we're using. Before we take a look at that though, if you want to help support your boy here, you can hit the like, hit the sub button below, and go check out Top Step. They are a funded account program for futures. If you can prove you're profitable in the futures or Forex market, they'll fund you anywhere between $30K up to over $100K, and they've paid out to their traders over $2 million this year in 2020. To check it out, check the description for more info. Let's take a look at the actual trade examples from this past week. Okay, so this last week of futures trading was incredibly solid. You can see by this graph here, it's a beautiful move up, and the strategies were just working. They were hitting like crazy, and overall it was just a really profitable week to help me grow my Top Step account. And really, that's the most important thing I'm really looking for in doing these videos, is so you can understand the future strategies that work. They might not work for you, but they're incredibly profitable for me, and I've been able to make them work for the most part in the futures market for the last few months. Now, I'm still growing up my Top Step account here, and the futures strategies are very specific, and you have to stay pretty disciplined if you want to make them work and you want to trade them successfully, but they can work and you can learn them pretty quick. You just have to understand a few specific things if you want to get them right, and that's what we're going over in today's video. Now, understand that the future strategies we're about to go over are very quick strategies. These are not long-term day trades, they're very quick scalping strategies. I usually only hold these type of trades for a minute or less, most of the time less than 45 seconds or 30 seconds really. And so you have to understand that, and you cannot get stubborn with these strategies. If they start to go against you, you have to exit the trade, and we'll talk a little bit more about the risk reward levels I use for these strategies in the rest of this video. But before we do that, just understand these are not long-term trades. You do have to sell quickly and fast and be very decisive with your own trading if you want to make this system work. Also, remember that this entire system is something that you're going to need to condition through repetition before you put real money on the line. You need to practice with a demo or paper account, see where your mistakes are, and then build rules around those mistakes. And once you show consistent results, that's when you step up and use a real money or live account. That makes the most sense, and that's really what you should be doing with any type of trading strategies as a whole. Now, with all of that said, let's take a look at these actual profitable strategies from this past week. Okay, so looking into the first day of last week on the 29th, I had 6 trades total, and I only had 1 losing trade out of those 6, giving me an accuracy rate on that specific day of over 80%. Now, the key to understanding this first example is looking at the confirmation above the current level of this stock's price movement. This is the E-mini trade, and it's using the SPY, and so when we see the SPY break under that confirmed level, we have a tight risk level above us, and we have a potential low of the day break. And so when it starts to move down, we jump in and ride the quick low of the day break, holding to our previous risk levels above us using the previous lows as confirmation that you can see here. And when you approach it like this and you are not greedy with it, you take it very quickly, these type of trades can really add up and really help grow your account in futures. You just have to be disciplined enough to exit when it's time, take a little bit, and not get greedy. But moving on to Wednesday, I had a very small day on Tuesday. Although it was a green day, I really only traded once or twice, but Wednesday went really well. I had 18 trades total and was green out of 14 of those 18 with a lot of solid trades here. The next example we're looking at is from the SPY on Wednesday, and you can see my favorite thing about this trade is that we have confirmations below us, and we also have a U-shaped breakout pattern with a 1-minute pullback. And so once all of that breaks and we get the high of the day break here, that's where I'm jumping in, and I'm just trying to ride this thing up a decent amount, trying to catch some momentum on the previous high of the day break, and I'm selling pretty quickly into this one. Again, just like the last one, with the scalping system, I'm really not holding these trades very long. I'm trying to find easy, obvious momentum to attack. I'm jumping in and then I'm getting out and taking my money. That's what I'm really trying to do here with the scalping system, and if you approach it like I do, it seems to work pretty solid. So on this next example, you can see a ton of support confirmation at the 365.30 level. And so when we get a quick pullback to that level, I'm jumping in with a few contracts and I'm targeting this range up to 365.50. I'm really not betting that this one's going to continue pushing up and break these previous highs, but I think the range is really easy to attack, and if you can stay disciplined and only attack this range, it can be really profitable. And honestly, that's a lot of my scalping system. It's just being disciplined enough to not get greedy and try to hold on to your losers too long, taking profits quickly and then moving on to the next trade. If you can do that, you can do well in this system. So looking at this next example, the first thing you see is a ton of confirmations at 365. You can see some from pre-market, but you can also see a pullback to that level right before this move. And so when we get yet another pullback, it's logical to think that this thing might actually bounce there. And so I jumped in with a few contracts and I targeted the range in between 365 and 365.40. It's really a great habit as a trader to find the ranges that look the most favorable for your trading and staying disciplined and selective during that process, because if you can get into the habit of targeting the A+ ranges and setups, then you'll have a successful time, at least most people will, trading futures and stocks as well. You just have to stay disciplined and really condition this type of thinking with a system like this, and you'll have solid results. Skipping ahead to Friday, since Thursday was slow, I had a pretty solid day on Friday, going 13 out of 17 green trades, maintaining a high accuracy rate and getting into some pretty solid trades overall. Unfortunately, since Friday was so recent, we won't be able to actually look at on-demand trading there, but we can look at the overall market. If you haven't figured it out already, I tend to perform much better when the market I'm trading maintains a really obvious and specific trend. You can see an upward trend here on Friday, and this works because when it actually pulls back to those confirmed levels, a lot of the time the range is going to play out. And so to give you an example here, you can see the range between 368 and the previous high of the day up there at 368.40. I can target that range since it has so many confirmations and let the range play out. But if it's not maintaining a trend and if it's chopping under and over the VWAP, then that's going to be a much harder range to attack, and it's a reason why discipline and selectivity is really important, especially in the futures market, and so I really hope that makes sense.
Anyways, team, that's it for this one. Remember, if you have any topics you want to see us do a video on, let us know right now in the comments below. You can also watch us day trade completely live right here on stream on YouTube, and we do it every single weekday morning. So hit the subscribe button and click the bell if you want to see that. Go check out Top Step, and remember, in the futures market, size goes a long way. One contract will really get you far. You do not need to oversize, especially in futures, because you can really wreck your account if you do. So take it slow. Remember, I said that. Good luck in the market, guys. We'll see you all later. Run those like numbers up, and we'll see you next time.